Welcome back to another episode of Smart Life. What is Smart Life? Smart Life is not just a podcast. It's not just my platforms. It's not just a brand name. It's a way of living smarter. In today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to a very good friend of mine, a representative of Legacy Full Circle. He is the Director of Agencies and Training. He's a good friend of mine, and I welcome you. Thank you for joining me today, Jaime. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. This looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to your home.
Thank you. It's an honor to have you here. So, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, besides eating a lot and more than I was supposed to, just sitting down with family. My parents, I still have my mom and dad, so I'm greatly blessed with that. So just sitting around with family and eating, having conversation was amazing. You?
Well, same thing. Family, ate a little too much, of course. But when we go around the table, I don't know you, but I mean, we say our blessings and we ask one question. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for?
Well, this year, more than anything else, was the lessons. A lot of lessons that I learned, right? So, you always grow from that. So that was my biggest thing that I'm grateful for. Besides, of course, giving everything to God and my family, my parents, my daughters. I have 3 daughters, as you know.
Yes,
So they keep me busy.
Beautiful daughters, by the way.
Thank you.
Talented.
Thank you. So yeah, they keep me busy.
Yes, well, for me, I'll be honest. Like you said, the lessons, being able to serve people. I think that comes from within. I love helping families, and I've learned so much from them. They're good times, they're bad times, when someone passes. But what I learned the most is everybody has different needs. And just being able to fulfill some of their needs, I think that's what I'm grateful for. Just to know that there's families out there that do rely on others, and some people rely on our services. I'm very proud to, be able to go to sleep at night and just be able to think about the different families I've been able to serve, and just knowing that, there's one more family that I was able to help out. So at the end of the day, I think serving. I'm grateful to serve, starting with my husband, the Lord. First Lord, then my husband, my son, my families, even you. I love serving you, so I love serving everyone. So thank you. Thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Great.
So today I have Jaime here. He's on my phone. I have you down as Jaime, the expert of life.
Why, thank you.
I do. If I were to show you my phone, that's exactly what it says, life expert.
Awesome.
And that's a great role to have, for sure. And I didn't change it even after I found out your name was Paredes. I said, no, I like that title, life expert. And that's why I have you here today. It was very important to have someone that would be able to talk to families and clarify the misconception of life insurance.
Awesome. Glad to be here.
When I started this journey, starting with my own family, it's like, oh yeah, she's here to sell us, life insurance. And it wasn't about that. As I said in my first episode, I got into this journey because I had a life scare, and I wanted to debunk the system. I truly did. And I came to fall in love with it because of everything it had to offer. If I knew this 30, 40 years ago, I would have been better protected. And now I'm suffering the consequences of, having my own life insurance, but I attained it at a very late age in my life.
And it's sad because a lot of people are in that situation too.
Yes, absolutely. So we're here to break down the financial topics, and in a way where it actually makes sense to people. And I'll just kind of give you kind of like a scenario. It has nothing to do with life insurance, but car insurance, okay? When you have car insurance, you don't switch car insurance no matter if it's costing you a pretty penny, because there's so much to learn about it. To be able to change it over to another carrier, there's just so much work involved with it. Yeah. And the same thing with any other insurance, you don't know, you don't understand it. So how are you going to buy something that you don't understand? Just like how easy it is for me to talk about it today, because I understand it. And I talk about it with pride. I go to sleep thinking about life insurance. I wake up thinking about it. And I think about the ways I can have people really understand it the way I do, and to hopefully fall in love with it. Maybe not in love with the plan, but fall in love with the fact that you're going to use it to do what you really want to do, is protect your family.
Of course.
So let's start off with breaking down what term, whole life, index universal life, living benefits, to name a few, actually main ones, right? We're going to touch a little bit about workman's comp and what the misconception is about workman's comp, and group insurance, especially group insurance, okay? So we'll start off with why people are confused about life insurance. Let's start when people hear the phrase life insurance. What's the biggest misconception you see?
Well, when they hear the word life insurance, the first thing they do is they run away, right?
Correct, right.
Right. But then after you catch them, right, the biggest misconception is what people think that it's about. You know, they automatically put it together with death, right? And as death is a taboo, of course, so people are scared of that. You know what I mean? So they run away from that. It's not something that they want to touch on.
Correct.
Right. But as I'll explain to you a little bit later, you know, when someone comes to the end of their life insurance is one of the biggest ideas or the biggest things. Well, let's just get into that, you know? So one of the ideas or one of the things that we talk about a lot is the fact that, you know, at some point we're all gonna die.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And death and taxes is the only thing certain, like they say right here on earth, right?
That's true.
Right? So
that's so true.
But if you really think about this, Linda, let me ask you a question, you know, and I don't mean to put you on the hot seat there, but maybe someone could get an understanding more about how important this really is. Let's just say that, God forbid, you're on your deathbed. Mm-hmm. So put yourself there at the hospital, on your deathbed. You're surrounded by your family members, your loved ones that you love so much. What are the 1, 2, or 3 things that you're thinking about at that moment? What do you think you're thinking about?
How much is this going to cost my family?
What, like
the burden, like the burden I'm leaving behind?
Yes. Okay. What else?
Are my family going to miss me? You know, I'm going to miss my family. Or,
exactly.
You know, and I guess, am I going to heaven?
You know what? You hit it right there, the head on the nail. It's those 3 things, right?
But just to clear it, I am going to heaven.
Okay, great. Well, that's a good thing too.
I just want to say that.
I'll see you there, hopefully a long time from now, right?
Right. Long time from now.
So the thing is, it's always about, you know, financially leaving your family. Okay, are they gonna miss me? The pain that they're gonna have because of my death. And if you're religious, of course, if you're going to heaven, right?
Yes,
versus the other place, of course. I heard it's pretty warm down there.
Yeah.
But think about that. Think about what we actually do. At the end of everybody's life here on earth, those are the 3 things that's most important to them. Yeah. And we cover 1 to 2 of those things.
Yes.
Right? We cover that. We make it so that your family or you, which is more important, don't have to worry about that financial burden for your family. And that's what we do here.
Yes, exactly. And talking to families about that, it's hard. It's hard to talk to people about that. Nobody wants to imagine they're going to pass on.
Exactly.
But the minute you touch on family, the minute you say, you know, do you want to leave this burden to your family? I think that's the first thing that people start thinking. That's true. I don't want to leave this burden to my daughter or my son or my kids, you know, my wife. You know.
Exactly.
So with that said, let's talk about the misconception. Also, there's another misconception. Are all life policies the same? Is term the same as whole life, same as an IUL? And how does living benefits play a part into all these policies?
Great question.
So can we start off with term?
Yeah, of course. Great question. So there's a variety of different types of products out there and life insurance out there, right? And life insurance over time has evolved, right? So most people know life insurance as just your basic term insurance for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, or a whole life policy. And that's about as far as it goes, right? But insurance has evolved. You know, you have now ideas or insurance products like the IUL, the Index Universal Life, absolutely. Right? Or certain types of whole lives, right? Or like you mentioned earlier, living benefits, right? Or certain guaranteed products, right? So let's just start with one of the more basic ones, term insurance. Term insurance is you're basically buying time,
Correct.
blocks of time, whether you want something for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or 30 years. So you're literally telling the insurance company, I want to be covered for example, $500,000. And if God forbid something happens to me, if I pass away, then those 500,000 goes to my beneficiaries, and you let the insurance company know the amount of time you want that for. The longest being 30 years.
Correct.
That type of insurance is great for many people, but then again, it's not for others because of the fact that it ends in 30 years.
Correct.
No matter what.
It's temporary.
It's temporary, exactly.
The name says it, term. It's a term.
Exactly.
So who are good candidates for term policies?
Well, term insurance is really good for a variety of different people. One of them that's most important nowadays, they use it for mortgage insurance.
Yes, mortgage protection.
Mortgage protection, exactly, right? So you take out a mortgage, and when you take out a mortgage, normally how many years does someone pay their mortgage?
30 years.
Exactly, right? So you take out a term for the amount of loan of your mortgage. For example, let's just say this home, right? It's $2 million, right? Let's just say, for example, you take out a $2 million policy for 30 years. Now the home's covered. If anything happens to you, then the family doesn't have to lose the home. It gets paid off.
You know, and a lot of people say, oh, I have PMI. PMI doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's completely
PMI
different.
just pays off I believe the bank balance, correct?
Correct.
But that's still not their home, correct?
No. Well, it pays off it pays off the mortgage. The PMI is just the insurance to cover the loan that the bank is giving you as a homeowner.
Yeah, so if they default or whatnot, it pays
exactly.
them.
It protects the bank. It doesn't protect you.
It doesn't protect you. Exactly. So mortgage protection in this case scenario does.
Exactly.
So if God forbid something happens to the policy owner, then it pays out the house. So that's great. What's another good case scenario for a term?
Well, a lot of people use it for, some banks require that for certain loans, right? So if they're going to give you a loan for, like, let's just say $200,000, right? They'll want you to take out a life insurance policy to cover that bank loan in case something happens to you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could do that also. Another thing also is, let's just say, for example, you're an individual, you're one of those parents, let's just say that just wants to take care of their kids till they're 18 years old. And after that, you're on your own, baby. Right? So you might want to get...
a new family.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nice,
so
nice.
A new family, husband and wife has their kids and they're young. They want to cover their kids while they're young. So if one of them passes away, the insurance helps the other parent take care of the kids while they're still young.
And it's very economical because they're still young.
Exactly.
So the term life insurance wouldn't cost them as much. And it covers their children until they get old enough to where they can, take care of themselves. So very good point. Very good point. So now that we talked a little bit about term, is there any other points or any other reasons why someone should get a term? I mean,
term tends to be the more affordable of all of the different insurance policies. And then you have some term insurances that have what's called a ROP, which is a return of premium.
Got it.
As you're aware that the return of premium works where after the term of the product, the insurance company pays back the individual all the money that they paid into it if they don't pass away, which hopefully everybody wants to not do.
Correct. And I was telling someone it's unlike term insurance, or this part of term insurance is so different than even having, I'm going back to a car insurance. A lot of people might say, well, do I really need it? Well, it's like car insurance. Car insurance, you pay and you pay and you pay. If you don't get in a car accident, you're never going to get anything in return. Whereas here, you do. You get some kind of return, and not only do you get a return, but face it, none of us are guaranteed not to get sick. As we age, we can get sick, very ill, very greatly ill. And that's where living benefits, and we'll talk about living benefits in a couple of minutes. But having life insurance nowadays, it just makes sense, and again, unlike car insurance, if you don't get in an accident, you're not going to get anything out of it. But anyways, okay, so let's go to whole life now. Talk to me about whole life.
Whole life has kind of changed. The IUL has taken the part of the whole life nowadays. So whole life is now more designed for individuals that, let's just say, are a little elderly and want smaller coverages. So whole life sometimes covers individuals from like 5,000 up to 75,000. right? So it's for smaller amounts because of the individuals that waited too long to get this insurance.
Correct.
Right? So be careful not to do that.
Yeah.
Then what ends up happening is you end up paying for it, right?
Correct.
Because you're a lot older. So whole life has become a design so individuals could still get insurance like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,000 and not have to pay a lot of money because the coverages are small.
And the word says it, whole life. This is for your whole life. It's not a
Correct.
term. So
Exactly.
it's not a 10, 20 or 30 year plan.
Good
It is a
point.
whole life.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit more expensive than the term, but it's a lot more affordable than even an IUL. Is that correct?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay, but it does cover you for a whole life.
It covers you for your whole life, of course. Some whole life policies do have a little bit of cash value.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
And the good thing about whole life is they also have another product called the guaranteed issued whole life. So we also have products, as you know, that we could cover individuals that are not able to get life insurance anywhere. So
Correct.
we are able to cover them, of course.
Correct. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we switch over to the IUL. And an IUL, a lot of people, it's very confusing to understand an IUL. So I'm going to ask you to really break it down to where they understand it, because I really have fallen in love with IULs.
Yeah.
Likewise, term too, because again, what really drives all these products to be great products is the living benefits at the end of the day. But an IUL, just reminds me, like, especially for younger individuals, like they're already setting up like their 401ks, 401k. It's like the cash value in it, right?
Yeah.
It has, and I'll let you explain it, but it has, I believe, 3 very strong aspects. Can you talk about those?
Yeah, so the IUL stands for Indexed Universal Life. So the index part is where the money gets invested in the different indexes. The universal part is the fact that it's flexible, and the life, of course, that it's life insurance. The great thing about the IUL, or better yet, the misconception is a lot of people have different ideas of the IUL. Right? The IUL is one of the greatest products ever created, and the best part about it is if the agents are trained correctly, right? Like we do at
Yes,
Smart
at
Life and at
Legacy.
Legacy, right? These could be one of the biggest saviors for individuals when it comes to insurance and investments. So let's get into it. So one of the biggest benefits about the IUL that a lot of people like is the fact that you have certain tax advantages.
Yes.
Right. So as you pay into your monthly payments or your premium, right, part of that money goes into the cost of the insurance. The other part goes into the investment aspect of it. And this investment aspect grows tax-free. Right?
It does.
And because of the fact that it's under the umbrella protection of an IUL, of an insurance product, right? There's a code called 7702 that when you're able to borrow money against this policy, you don't have to pay taxes.
Correct.
Right. So that's where the tax advantage comes. Right. So individuals use this IUL for protection for life. Right. And the fact that they could accumulate cash value within the policy and not have to pay taxes when they borrow against their policy.
And, I heard something very clever, and I kept asking questions about the IUL. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that you can borrow money from your IUL, no credit check, no questions asked, because it's your money.
Exactly.
Right? And it's a loan. And why do they pull out? And this is what I understood. You pull out a loan because you want to leave your money where it's at in the cash value, so it continues growing at that amount. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So not to complicate it too much.
Correct.
When you borrow money against your IUL, the money that's funding your loan doesn't directly come from your cash value. It's a loan given to you by the insurance company, and they use your cash value within your policy as collateral. Right. So the great thing about that is the fact that the money that you originally have in there is still collecting the interest rate.
Correct.
Right. While you have this money out borrowed without having to pay taxes.
Correct.
And at any point later in the future, you could always pay it back or not even pay it back.
Correct. And an IUL also has the living benefits as well, right?
Yes.
And I keep saying living benefits because we're going to dive right into
you
that.
love living benefits.
Yes, I do. Okay, so that's huge, of course. So now let's touch a little bit on workman's comp and group insurance. So in my experience as an agent, the one problem, or it's not a problem because it's very good when companies offer the workman's comp, but most people are under or have the understanding that that's all the insurance they need. So tell me a little bit about how workman's comp works, and just a little bit, just so that people get an understanding that workman's comp is not like a term life insurance or a whole life insurance. Can you give me
Yeah,
a comparison?
workman's comp is designed just like the title says, right? For work, right? Workman's comp. It's more designed for somebody if they get hurt or say on the job, right? And then workman's comp kicks in to pay for some of possibly the medical bills or a variety of other things. But it's not life insurance. Within that workman's comp universe, there's also the group term life insurance, right? Where individuals have insurance through that also. But a lot of people don't understand that that insurance is very minimum compared to what they could get outside. And at the same time, it's like you said, only for work, right? So when the individual leaves work, right, or they get fired or if they retire, they lose those benefits, right? And as you know, with life insurance, as you get older, it gets more expensive.
Correct.
So people do get stuck in that. You as an agent have had that experience where you're talking to your client and they tell you, oh, don't worry about it. I have life insurance already at work.
Correct.
But they don't understand exactly how that works. And people lean on that too much. And then what ends up happening when they retire and now they're a lot older, now they need the life insurance for whatever reason.
Correct.
Now they can't get it because it's too expensive.
Correct. And workman's comp, I mean, it works hand in hand. I mean, if they have workman's comp and they have, like, let's say a term life insurance or a whole life or an IUL, if they become critically ill, terminally ill, chronically injured at work, they're able to benefit from both the workman's comp and from the life insurance. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, you mean if they have an outside life insurance?
No. If they have an outside insurance and they have workman's comp and they get critically injured at work.
Yes. Yeah. So like you said, perfect example, right? Workman's comp, the majority of them will just kick in if they get injured at work.
Correct.
But as we all know, not everybody gets injured at work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
exactly.
get injured at home, you're taking a shower, you're putting up the lights for the Christmas tree, you're doing
Correct.
Thanksgiving dinner and somebody
Yes.
accidentally drops the turkey, right? Whatever the case may be, right? So, and that's the thing, that people are very limited to what they're protected. And the majority of those workman's comp policies are very small, and there's a lot of small rules and regulations that they don't really tell you about, that you have to get hurt on a certain day at a certain time when you have a full moon, you know?
Wow. Okay, another one. Group insurance. That's a
Okay.
big one. I run into a lot of families who right away say, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I have group insurance. I'm already insured at work. And at first, I used to accept that as an answer. And I would congratulate them. Well, congratulations. As long as you have insurance, that's what matters. And it's true. As long as they have some kind of insurance, right?
Of course.
But what does that some kind of insurance cover? Group insurance. Please clarify, because and I'll give you a case scenario. Okay. Just recently, a very dear friend of mine passed away. Rest in peace. And I'm very close to the family, and so I'm aware of the different things, the different hurdles they have to jump to try to get her funeral expenses covered. And the one thing they said was, it's okay, she had insurance at work. And I thought about it as like, oh, okay, it's her group insurance. And lo and behold, I thought it was a lot more. And come to find out that group insurance only covers, 1 or 2 years worth of salary.
Definitely.
So in this case scenario, it was $42,000.
Wow.
By the time they finish paying the funeral, I'm guessing there are maybe $20,000 left. And in this case scenario, she doesn't have children. So thank God to that,
In that sense, yeah.
But if she had children, then she was totally underinsured.
Big time.
Can you give me your opinion about that?
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned earlier with the group insurance, right, is a lot of people have that at work and they think that that's it, that they're covered, that they're done, right?
Yeah.
It could be because it's cheap, right?
Correct.
Or it comes with your plan, and that's it. But people don't think beyond that, you know? So group term insurance just covers you while you're working at your job, you know what I mean? So if you're not going to be there for the rest of your life, which none of us are, you're going to lose that benefit
The minute
at some point.
The minute you leave, you get fired, you quit,
Or you retire.
Or you retire. It's not portable. It doesn't go with you.
Exactly.
And I think the mistake is when they get this group insurance, it's part of your benefits. So all benefits sound good. I mean, any benefits are benefit you, right?
It's not a bad thing to
get.
No,
it's not a bad thing to have, but, they don't ask questions, and the employer doesn't. I don't think in most cases, what I've heard, they don't really go over the policy, and I don't even think they get a copy of the policy, do they?
For the most part, they don't.
For the most,
no.
Yeah. So I think that's where the misconception is at, or the confusion, that group insurance is not truly a whole life policy. It doesn't leave your family protected the way they should be when you pass on.
Yeah.
So that's your take on group insurance, right?
And the majority of people, because of that, they're underinsured, So a group term life insurance is not the same thing as having your own personal insurance, whether it be term, whole life, IUL, or whatever you choose to do.
What are signs of being underinsured?
Well, I mean, if you only have insurance at work, you're underinsured.
Correct.
Right? If you haven't had your agent look at your policies in over 10, 15 years, you're underinsured.
And why is that?
Why is what part?
If they haven't looked at their policy for 10 to 20 years, what has changed in 10 to 20 years?
Well, I mean, a lot of things could have changed. Maybe their agent changed, or their agent passed away. Or to be honest, very sad, the agent just wanted to sell the insurance and never followed up with their clients, like they should, to make sure that as their life changes throughout the years.
New kids.
Right? New kids, new home, right? A variety of different things. Inflation, right? Bought crypto, lost crypto, whatever the case may be. Their life changes. So as their life changes, so does their insurance needs, right?
Correct.
And unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of people.
Well, it happened to me. And again, we said it about cancer. Had I had the right insurance during the time when I was going through it, the living benefits would have really come in handy. My husband would have been able to take time off to take care of me. But my mother-in-law did. So thank you, mother-in-law. If you're out there looking at this episode, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking care of me. But in a situation where if it would have been my husband and I was working, I wouldn't have been able to take time off to really take care of him. So in real life case scenarios, living benefits, it would have given me that time to be able to take off from work to take care of him. But I'm glad it happened the way it did, and it happened to me for a reason, and I learned from it, and now I'm able to help others.
Yeah. I'm sure that's where your passion comes from.
Oh my God!
If that didn't happen to you, then maybe you wouldn't be as passionate. Be one of the top agents here at the company.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And yes, thank you. But anyways, what else can we take away from this? Again, talking to our viewers, wanting to know more about life insurance and making it easy for them. What else can they take away from this episode?
Well, I mean, a lot of great information, of course, that was given here, but very importantly, making sure that you sit down with the right people, the people that really have your back, and the intention is for them to take care of you and your family. That's one of the most important thing, and to make sure to go out there and actually get insured. We protect our cell phones, we protect our homes.
Oh my gosh,
our
dogs.
Cars, our dogs, our teeth. People protect certain parts of their body, which is hilarious to me, but hey, that's what they do.
But
right?
It's true.
Right,
it's
but
true.
No one ever thinks like the loss that would happen if you as a breadwinner, the father, the mother, or whoever the case may be, passes away, the impact that'll have with the family. You know what I mean? Your life, your legacy doesn't end with you. It ends with the last person in your lineage of your family.
That is true.
You know what I mean? It's not like you turn it in, that's it. Someone else is going to worry about them. It's
yes.
not, it doesn't work that way. So if anybody's going to take anything out of this, is to make sure that they create some type of urgency when it comes to financial services and products like insurance products and other products that we help people with.
Absolutely. And Jaime, last question. Why is right now the best time to get covered?
Well, I always tell my clients that, yesterday was the best time to get coverage.
Yes.
Right? But the second best time is now, is today, right? Because insurance, unlike other insurance, life insurance is the insurance that gets more expensive as you get older. So you're either going to pay less now or wait till later and not get insured, or pay more, you know? So I would say right now is the greatest time. How about right now is the greatest time to protect your family?
There you go. There you go.
We'll leave it at that.
And there you have it. And perfect. And that's the smart way of living. Protect your family now, not later.
Exactly.
Right? Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with today?
No, well, you know, Thanksgiving just passed us up. Christmas is around the corner. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family.
Yes, Happy New Year. 5 more days.
Yes.
Well, again, thank you for joining us today, listening to us and following us. And as you see, every episode, you get to learn a little bit more. Take time to listen to each and every episode to get all that important information that we weren't aware of before this episode. So I leave you with this. Until next time, stay educated, stay protected, and live smart.